all right, so we're in this bubble right now. Supposedly, we're in a bubble, but home team, the Braves, their families can come watch the game. Even the families that haven't been quarantining. So families can come and watch the game, but the visiting team, families can't come unless they've been quarantining. I don't understand what makes the home team families safer than the visiting team families. I don't understand that. And is that the message, that we didn't win enough games this year to have the right to have our families see us play? I mean, I guess because there's been people in suites all season long. All the suites in the stadiums, like multiple stadiums that I've been to, and I've talked to many players from other teams that say the exact same thing, that suites have been filled with people wandering around, not wearing masks, yelling, drinking, having a grand old time. We have players on our team who their neighbors are able to go to a game, and I've been to a Reds game this year, but the player families aren't allowed to go to the game. Now MLB is saying that the home families can go to the playoff games, but the visiting families can't go to the playoff games. We're supposed to be in a bubble in the hotel, but common people are staying here, just people that aren't affiliated with the team, just random people. You hop on the elevator and there's people that I don't know that are just from around the area that are staying here or here visiting or something. So how's that a bubble? But our families can't stay at the hotel because they're not in the bubble. But I guess if our families just called up the hotel, like, hey, I want to book a room, they could book a room here and stay here, but they can't, but we're not allowed to have them stay here. It just doesn't make, none of it makes any sense. It's clearly not for safety reasons, because what makes one family more safe than another? What makes a home team family more safe than a visiting team? So this bubble, we're not allowed to leave the hotel, supposedly. We can't go get food. We can't go do anything. But other people from around the community can come to the hotel. I mean, we have players on other teams that are staying at hotels, and there's autograph seekers outside. There's people in the hotel, like, asking them for autographs and just wandering around. And, like, what kind of bubble is this? And if it's not going to be a bubble, then how can you advertise it as a bubble? So we have families that are going through this bubble protocol because they thought that that's the only way that they could see their player, either their husband or their son or whoever, during the postseason. So they're in Cincinnati right now, quarantining at a hotel for 7 days. They have to stay alone. They have to follow all these protocols for 7 days to be allowed to then come to the game and see the players. Meanwhile, other people's families who haven't been quarantining could just come to the hotel and then see their player anyway. But they couldn't go to the game. But a home team, like, let's say that the Reds happen to be playing in Cincinnati. My parents could fly from LA to Cincinnati, stay at a hotel, and come watch the game. No problem. But because the Reds are playing in Atlanta, my parents can't fly to Atlanta, stay in a hotel, and go watch the game because why? It doesn't make any sense. We're supposed to be in the hotel and have our mask on at all times and follow these rules and go to the field only on, we can only have 16 people on a bus. So we have to have, like, buses every 20 minutes, and then if you don't catch this, like, if I walk to the bus and I'm the 17th person, I got to wait another 20 or 30 minutes to catch a bus, even though there's a bunch of open seats in the bus. Meanwhile, that bus then gets delivered to the hotel where there's people that aren't tested daily and people that aren't affiliated with our team just running around, using the elevators, using the sitting in the chairs in the lobby, like, whatever. How does it make any sense? It's ridiculous. I don't understand. So that's the rant of the week. We sprayed champagne because wasn't going to go to the playoffs and not do that. And families are getting screwed, especially visiting families that can't come watch their kids play or watch their husbands play or whatever, watch their dads play because we're a visiting team and not a home team. Like, this bubble is not a bubble. It's all for PR's sake. Like, MLB wants to be seen in a positive light because they're afraid that they'll get shut down and won't be able to get through the playoffs, which I understand. I want to get all the way through the playoffs too. That makes sense. But you got to make the regulations at least make some sort of sense. Like, If you're going to put us in a bubble and claim that we're in bubble and say that publicly for PR reasons, then just put us in a bubble and actually make it a bubble. Like rent out the whole hotel so that only we're staying here so you can control it better. That's not what they did. So aggravating. I don't see why a home team family can come to the game without quarantining, but a visiting team family can't come to the game without quarantining. That part just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.